Mobile phones and female boxing. I've been here for 1 month now, but Kenya is still full of surprises. I decided to interview some of my new friends on a wide range of subjects in the hope of getting a better understanding of their country and culture. First, time for the introductions. My neighbor Elishifa is a single mother and she manages a small shop in Nairobi. Desmond works for Out of Africa and studies in the UK. Elizabeth is a student in the final level of Nairobi. Segwa is a photographer and filmmaker who lives in Nairobi. Edith is Elishifa's grandmother. She is approximately 97 years old and she lives in the countryside near Ruiru. Last but not least, we've got Martin, who's sponsored by Out of Africa and is currently in high school. Get ready for an extra long interview episode.
My names are Elizabeth Mogore Maura and I'm from Nairobi, Kenya, a place called Mathare Slums.
My names are Elishifa Nyagude. I'm a Kenyan.
My name is Desmond Nana. I am from Kenya in an area called Ruiru.
My name is Sagwa Chabeda and I'm from Kenya.
My name is Martin Getao. I'm from Ruiru.
Growing up in Mathare Slums has been pretty tough since we can say it's survival for the fittest.
I was born in Nairobi, that's where I grew up. But when I was in standard 5, my mom and my dad kind of divorced and we had to go back to the village.
I grew up in Nairobi basically for my childhood until I was 18 before I left the country.
I teach music, I do sales and marketing, and at the same time I do beauty therapy.
Most of my age mates are either pregnant or others are dead or others are in prison cells.
I wouldn't say we were poor. I went to good schools. I mean, I wasn't rich. I can't say like I asked for anything and I got it at once.
I live in Ruiru Rehabilitation Center. I was from the street, so this is my home.
After I finished college, I was working in the US and I set up my own business to do photography and filmmaking.
Currently, I'm studying in UK at Southampton University. That's where I live full time.
I decided to be a Christian. Even now I'm so big to make my own decision, so I'm a Christian.
I believe in God, I believe in miracles.
I could say I believe in God, but then, not in a way that people tell me I should.
I'm a Christian and I'm a Protestant.
I wouldn't say I'm religious in the sense like church going or in that type of sense.
On Mondays we usually go for prayers. On Tuesdays we go for prayers too. On Wednesday we go for Bible study. On Friday we go for prayer meetings. And on Saturday we go for music practice. On Sunday we go for the main services.
Those skeletons and bones were also found here in Kenya. But I don't believe in evolution of man.
Why they tell people not to use things like condoms and then everybody's dying of AIDS. So it's just that those kind of things that you tend to question in the religion that then makes you believe in your own way rather than having somebody preaching to you.
My personal belief is religion sometimes constricts when it's supposed to expand. So anything which constricts, I don't like to be part of.
That's why we like our church, because we are free to do what you want. Like you want to dance, to jump, whatever you want to do, you just do it.
Everybody still believes in the same way that many problems, then we should all gather around, pray, and everything will be fine. No, it's not like that.
Yeah, I believe there's a God.
And when you're leaving that place, you feel so happy. You're like, now I have the strength to continue.
There's witchcraft and a lot of it in Kenya.
People who have abilities and powers over the elements, and they may turn them to negative use.
A witch doctor, when he's walking there outside, you cannot say this is a witch doctor. He doesn't have a mark to show him he's a witch doctor.
Before you even get in, he'll have known that you're there. He'll feel your presence.
It's not psychological in the sense that I understand you to mean, meaning that it's just your opinion or it's just a mental idea that if I don't believe, it won't.
I have friends who believe in witchcraft. I mean, even their parents have been accused of being witches.
He'll tell you where to sit, tell you whether to turn, and then you sit down, and then he'll ask you what has brought you there.
Let's say, for example, someone can throw a stick in the air and it turns into a frog. This is something real.
It could be bad luck. It could be like that was going to happen anyway.
You bring a black goat, spotlessly black, or a white sheep.
In Paris, it could be going on. In New York, in Netherlands. If they're there and if they have access and if they call the person who they believe has that power, it will happen.
They would slaughter it, and then they'll start the rituals.
I don't know anybody who has been or turned into a frog or a snake or...
Tariu mundu aturo agoka gacemania na twana tutoka tumanite thutha muti wikiritwo boiconi ri aito twathikire hamwe ri.
Yeah, you could say yes, it's psychological thing.
Riu ni undu ucio ndiu niki mathondekaga kiu giatumaga mundu ahutio na kamuti kau akaimba uguo wamubarona no ure ugacoka kuona ni ang'auka nie kwionera na maitho.
In Kenya, like now, in the constitution, we were wanting gender equality between men and women.
You still see the gap, you know.
You'll find a lot of men are just idle in the streets and then just go back home waiting for food to be served on the table.
I got married because I wanted to get married, although I really didn't know what marriage is all about.
My wife can do anything she wants. So everyone is free to do whatever he wants. But you see there is some manual jobs in the house which men cannot do. Actually, they are for the women.
You're looking at traditions and you're dealing with societies which have different roles that have been ascribed to males and females. And that has been incorporated into modern day society. So there's a lot of confusion, basically.
In the rural areas, they beg to be beaten by their husbands so that, wow, my husband still loves me.
Okay, I didn't even know there's anything like being unfaithful. I didn't know. I didn't expect anything like that.
My father is the boss of the house. And if even me, when I'll go to a position of marrying, I'll be the boss of the house.
And so he told me he was unfaithful. He had an affair with 2 women at the same time, and like one of them became pregnant.
I believe in equal opportunities based on a person's abilities and talents.
The Nobel Peace Prize winner in Kenya, the woman, Professor Madhai, she's an assistant minister, but the guy, the minister of environment who is there, is an underachiever, I would say.
I was not comfortable, so I had to move out of our room and go sleep, maybe in the kids' room at times or in the guest house.
Position she should be given is of a president, really, not assistant minister.
That created problems because he would come and beat me up. He would do stuff, just bad things to me, and I didn't like it because, I almost died.
Just blanket-wise, that Europeans are better at handling their women, or women handling their men, or in Chinese society, the women might know how to treat the men and the men. I don't believe that. I believe violence comes out from the nature of people.
There's a time he hit me and I had to be admitted in the hospital, and they removed my appendix because it was swollen, something like that.
Thina ine muno. Tondu nungi akihuriwo ni mundu na muthuri guo na ndungimuhutia. No riu ndungundanga tondu wi mundu tanie. Ako ninguhota nitukurwa.
It's better you struggle as a single mother than you stay with the husband and maybe at the end of it you get sick or you die.